Holy hell. What a way to start the Tour de France. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Spoilers coming here. Roman Bardet and his teammate Frank Vandenbroek stole the stage, just barely finished ahead of the peloton, a couple seconds. Wow, what a stage. Let's look at some data from the Fantasy League. So we've got a couple takeaways here. The first is that simply the breakaway riders and the points they get in the breakaway are incredibly valuable. Today was not an abnormally long breakaway. There's often a long break, and just an outstanding number of points were awarded just for being in the breakaway. And that's going to totally shake up potentially my whole strategy for this tour. I'm still figuring out how to react to it. My strategy of playing conservatively and taking a bunch of big guns, well, that is being called into question right now because some of the cheaper riders that we expect to be in four, five, six breakaways are probably going to be the highest value picks by the end of the tour. In particular, I am good news, bad news. I am happy to say I was correct about Jonas Abrahamsson. He showed a lot of motivation today, not just to get in the break, but also to go for those intermediate sprints, also to go for those polka dot points. He's currently holding the polka dot jersey. Really excellent pickup. I'm happy that I predicted that. Bad news is I didn't have the guts to actually keep him on my team, so I sold him off at the last minute. Um, but such is life. Another rider that had a breakout day was Frank Brandon Vandenbroek. He only cost 7 stars, and he is far and away the highest scorer on the stage. He came second on the stage, got 150 points there, but you'll note that's less than a third of his overall points because he picked up so many points in all the jerseys. Not to mention he's a young guy; he's eligible for the white jersey, so he's holding that right now. He got most combative for the day, and he got 182 points for being in the lead of the race for 182 kilometers. Unreal. Anyone who has Frank on their team, congratulations. You made a really great strategic pick there. Bardet is a big shocker. I don't expect Bardet to be really valuable in the long run. I think he'll probably fall out of GC pretty quick. But for those of you who took a risk on Bardet at the start, I'm glad it paid off. The other GC guys, there's not too much to note. It was nice to see Tade sprinting for fourth place, picking up some points there. He was the favorite on the stage, according to the bookies. But I don't think there's too much to say about any of the other leaders. Remco was there, Pel Bilbao was there, but it's not really enough of an indicator to make any trades on the GC side. I also was really happy to see Wout van Aert getting third, winning the bunch sprint behind the reduced bunch sprint. He also told the rest of his team he was feeling really good when he asked them to work for him. Matteo Jorgensen said he was a little surprised to hear Wout say just how good he was feeling. So I think that bodes really well for Wout van Aert. And I think we're just going to have to wait to see what's going on with the real sprinters because none of them were really too prominent today. All right, there's not too much else to say here with just one day's worth of data. I do want to note that if you'd like access to this spreadsheet, you want to make a copy and mess around with the data, sort it, filter it, etc., find that link over on my Discord channel. Throughout the tour, I'll be updating this main spreadsheet and you'll be able to select different stages to look at the data one stage at a time or over the course of the whole tour. Taking a quick look at my team, I don't plan to make any changes for tomorrow. I'm going to continue to have Pogacar as my stage win bonus. I'm going to keep the rest of my team. Pidcock, Pedersen, Van Aert looked good. Philipsen, I don't expect to feature tomorrow, but I think he'll be likely winning stage 3. I'm not yet going to get rid of any of my cheap 3-star guys, but it is really tempting with my 2 available stars to undo my mistake of last night and throw Johannesson back on my team for 7 stars. But I'm going to hold for now. Taking a quick look at the leader of the Global League, man, did they get lucky. If I go back to stage 1, they had both Bardet and Vandenbroek, and they had Abrahamson, who really had an outstanding day. And then they had a couple other big guys. So anyone who picked up Frank Brandenbroek and Roman Bardet, congratulations to you. That was a really good pickup. One other thing to note, we did have one withdrawal today, Michele Gazzoli from the Astana team. It's not entirely clear to me what happened, but we know that it was hot and we saw Cavendish suffering in the heat, potentially with heat stroke. Not sure, I'll have to go read up on what happened there, but it's possible that Gazzoli was having some similar problems. There's also a few riders that I want to call out that were notable as having lost a lot of time. Back 19 minutes, we had Mahorek, who's likely losing time to go hunt stages. He was in the break for a long time as well. Notably, Matthew Van Der Poel didn't attempt to contest the sprint today. He fell back as well in that 19-minute group. Biniam Girmay, I don't know if we would have expected him at the finish, but it's notable that he didn't fight for it. He was 25 minutes back. Also 25 minutes back were Geschke, Lenny Martinez, Zimmerman, Wout Poels, and notably Gaudu. So all of the guys I mentioned ahead of Gaudu presumably are losing time strategically so that they can make a move on stage four, the next mountain stage, or maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Gaudu, I don't know what's going on there. I didn't quite get a good look at it. I don't know if he doesn't have good form or if he was making a strategic decision there. I thought he was going to be going for GC, but in any case, his GC is over day one. And then another versatile sprinter who didn't make an attempt to reach the finish was Michael Matthews. And of course, Cavendish made the cut. He didn't actually finish last. He finished one position ahead of Fabio Jakobsen, but that's good for all of us who are rooting for Cav. All right, with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow.